Hi, it is Matt. I often get asked what the difference is between a $1,000 wheel set and something like a Chinese non-branded knockoff. So here we have two wheels side by side that are very similar. Only main difference is your hub. This one is set up for SRAM 10-speed. This one's set up for single speed. But as you can tell, other than that, they're very similar wheels. This one is a profile design. I do have the front and the back. They retail for about $1,600 brand new for a set. This actually retails for about $250 for a set off of eBay, Alibaba, Amazon, one of those sites. So you say, why the big difference? A big part of it has to do with the quality control and craftsmanship. Basically, all carbon fiber is handmade. What they do is, it has to do with the quality of the carbon, the layup, which is basically how they laid the carbon on top of each other. Different types of carbon, different types of layup will result in different results. Sometimes the wheel will be stiffer, sometimes it will be flexible. It can be made any way you want. It's the same concept with the carbon bike or carbon handlebar, pretty much anything carbon fiber. So the main difference that I noticed right away was this one actually has a noticeable defect right there. As you can see, there is actually a bubble in the carbon. Usually a wheel like this is made with a highly skilled person who is trained, does this all day, that's all they do, and they're really a craftsman because they take care in what they do, how they do it, and a lot of quality control. A brand like Profile Design, what they would do is if they had a bubble under it, they would actually discard the whole wheel and destroy it. These, they don't really care. They're just trying to sell you a wheel, get it out the door. As you can see, there is a noticeable bubble. Does that affect the quality of the ride? Probably. Will it affect the longevity of the wheel? It's hard to tell. It could just be a surface bubble, and it might just be cosmetic. It also might be structural. There might be something underneath that is actually structural, that is off, and you actually might have a weakened wheel. Now, fortunately for us, this is for a single speed, so most likely this is going to be going on a fixie bike. Typically, a person on a fixie bike doesn't have the budget for that wheel, and they're also not going to be riding it oftentimes as hard as somebody who is racing. This wheel is set up for a triathlon, so this is going to be obviously used much harder than somebody cruising around to Starbucks. So if your budget is limited, you want the look and feel of carbon, that is definitely a very good option. Only going to run you about $250 for the set. If you are, and it doesn't matter whether you're doing mountain biking, road, any type of cycling really, and you're going to be riding really hard and you really care about the quality of your ride, and you also don't want to take any chances of your wheel breaking underneath you, definitely spend more money and go with something like that. Other brands that are really good, Reynolds, Easton, Zip, there's a lot of good stuff out there. Bontrager, I always like Bontrager. There's a lot of debate on that, but you can go either way on that. They've been around forever. So there you have it. That is the main difference between your expensive wheel and your cheaper Chinese non-branded.